afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gamestah TV. This is Chrisis, casting with Mendrix at the moment from the barracks in Canberra, the qualifiers for the Money Online League of Legends tournament. G'day, Mendrix.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
It's afternoon for you. It's morning for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's the confusing thing, you know? It's time zones. I don't know why everybody can't just live in New Zealand. Just make things a whole lot easier.
Well, it's very cold there, and there's a lot of sheep, so.
Do you know?
Yes,
That
yes.
so I'm a South African expat. So
Yes.
in South Africa, whenever anybody tells a sheep joke, it's actually about an Australian. And it was
Really?
the first time I ever heard sheep jokes about Kiwis was when I bumped into an Australian in Singapore on the way over to emigrate to New Zealand. And we're like on this bus, and the dude turns around and he goes, "G'day, mate, where are you heading?" And, you know, obviously I said, "Well, I'm going to New Zealand." And he went, "Oh, yeah, you know why Kiwis like to wear Wellingtons," or whatever he called them. And I was like,
Yeah.
"No," he said, "because the sheep can't escape." Something like that. It was fantastic. And that was literally the first time I heard anything about Kiwis and sheep jokes.
There you go. I didn't realize that would be the case.
Never mind.
Ah.
This is an all-Australian event. Of course, it's taking place in the most Australian of Australian places, the Australian capital, Canberra. So
Everyone loves Canberra.
Canberra, and
Canberra.
it
As
is
Cobra would say.
it's day 2 of the Moneyline online tournament, sponsored by Roccat and Money Online, of course. And this is not semi-finals yet. This is kind of, I think, losers brackets. I think.
This is bracket from round of two.
Yeah. So something like that. So Kentlife versus the original G Squad, and now I'm just having a look. I'm pretty certain it is Kentlife on the left-hand side, which is where I've got the name. So let's hope it works out that way.
Fingers crossed in that regard.
So we saw a little bit of Kentlife yesterday. Of course, that was in a match that they actually won. I think they beat out. Who was it that they beat?
I wasn't in that match. Pretty sure.
It wasn't Tony Abbott's daughters.
I was in Tony Abbott's daughters. Yeah.
Yeah, they won their match.
Liberals won the match there.
Yeah. Never mind. They're going up against the original G Squad. We don't know much about the original G Squad. We do know that Kentlife is able to put together the combos. They've gone once again with the it's jungler flavor of the month, isn't it, Sejuani?
I think she's just been nerfed recently, so it'll be interesting to see how she comes out in this patch.
She's still in
She's
the
still
LCS.
strong, yeah. Like, she's in the LCS because they're like a patch behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So maybe trying to
yeah,
kind of live through the glory days.
pretty much. I'm gonna see what happens. They nerfed her slows a little bit, and they also nerfed her percentage damages. So she's not the same Boar rider that we had before, or the Poro rider that we believe. She might be a little bit weaker than what's coming into her. Although her name is Poro Trainer, so there's a good chance that she might be a very good Sejuani that we just don't know about, and she'll work her way around the nerfs.
Well, we did see him playing Sejuani yesterday and doing quite well. So they did win that game. So pretty predictable, I would say, kind of win condition for the team fights for Kentlife. They've got a Maokai and they've got an Orianna, so look for a Twisted Advance in combination with the Orianna Ball. On the other hand, the original G Squad, how are they going to deal with that situation?
Looks like they're planning to win the laning phase, and pretty much like Tony Abbott's daughters, just dominate before the team fight even really starts, before it has a chance to take hold. Because you look at it, I'd say there's going to be a lot of focus in the mid lane with Vi and Zed. Basically, that combination is extremely potent. The moment that Voltbreaker goes down and Zed ults on in as well, it's pretty much GG for whoever is the target of that combination. Looking around, you've got Thresh and Corki, very, very strong laners in their own rights together, and imagine together they should be dominating that bottom lane. Although Graves Janna is one of the best lanes at the moment, you should see an advantage going to those two. And obviously, as you can see, we've got Volibear. Volibear is actually a really strong laner. People don't realize that. He's really strong in lane. So it all comes down to them actually just beating them out early and expecting a win in the first 25 minutes.
And I guess picking a volley bear to go up top against Maokai is probably one of the best matchups he could hope for, because Maokai is also a melee champion. So we'll see if there's going to be any sort of lane swapping going on, but I doubt it. We didn't see any lane swaps yesterday. Just going to have a look and make sure that I've named the stream the correct thing for the day. I'm pretty sure I updated it. Error updating broadcast. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, well, I'll just have to have a quick
play around.
So you take it away, man. Skin battle's on.
Skin battle's on. So, as we can see, there's a lot of skins going around in this entire match right now. Everyone's got a skin except Thresh, of course. Come on, man. As if you wouldn't get the championship Thresh when it came through. So, looks like the winners of this purely by strength in numbers. Oh, no, wait. Maokai doesn't have one either. Damn. I didn't see that. That new splash always gets to me. So, it looks like going around on through, I really like the Poro trainer, in my opinion. So, basically, all the Poro rider Sejuani. So, they win just by default because of that. Coming on the end of that. That's my opinion on this.
Is it just
battle.
me, or have the players not actually loaded into the map?
They're at 100%. I think they've already loaded, and it's just a bit of a delay on our side.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm actually in the map, and there you go. They finally appear.
There we go.
So that's good. All right. So I think the problem was that I needed to log in again. So I have now logged in.
Poro? How cute is that Poro?
And
have you seen the Poro Rider Sejuani skin? I really love it. It's a fantastic skin.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. Oh, maybe that was me and EJ, and not
I
you.
think it was you and EJ. Yeah, no, I've seen it before. It's just I just really love that skin. I think it's one of the most. It's actually one of the most original skins Riot has come up with.
Yeah, right along up there with the Earth theme, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think pretty soon you're going to be able to have an Earth theme team.
Yeah, I think it's going to be opening up soon. It's going to be good.
That'll be cool. Okay, so nothing exceptional. No plans really from either of these teams to do much with their wards. No early invades or anything like that. Just getting some defensive wards down and then backing off into their own jungle, just to make sure that there are no surprises.
Yeah, so I mean, looking at the animation start, I don't really like the Doran shield start from Volibear. I think he would have done better with a Doran's blade and try to bully out Maokai early because he has the ignite and Maokai has the teleport. But I mean, he probably plays a lot more Volibear top than me, so I'm not too sure what the outcome of that lane is going to be from that regard.
Hey, quick shout out to the original G Squad: White Rice, Mr. Popo, Ninja Jazian, Goten, and Pirouette. Sorry, missed Pirouette out. Because they are in the correct order for their positions.
They are. They are in the correct order.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, looks like we just need to swap the
Poro Trainer.
Sejuani and Maokai, basically.
Yeah. So Poro Trainer, Zidoctor Win, Zadro, Juso 1, and Jim Davidson rounding out the Kentlife boys. Yeah, it was definitely Kentlife because there were a couple of times where EJ called him Kent.
Fair enough.
Which I feel is apt.
Well, what I like about the G Squad is that it's sort of getting close towards the Z Squad, and they've got two Dragon Ball Z characters in there, Mr. Popo and Goten. So, yeah. I think that's my way of figuring out the teams this time in the map going on through. But yeah, nothing too crazy. No crazy, level 2 invades or level 2 ganks. Looks like these guys are just going in for just a normal start. And yeah, nothing going crazy. What do you expect to happen coming on through Chrisis?
Well, Poro Train is heading up to the lane in the top lane and is going to look for his first gank. And here it goes. The Dr. Win goes on in, but this is the correct turn. Pirouette turns around, drops instantly, gets the first blood by putting that ignite down onto his opponent, and in fact he might actually get 2 out of this. He's got the blue buff, in fact. He's popped I don't think his ulti has popped off yet. Yeah, there goes his ulti. Will he get a bite? No, he doesn't. And that is not how you gank top lane.
No, that is not how you gank top lane. Like I was saying before, he is a really strong laner early. And that's purely because of his passive, and add the fact that he has an ignite that basically gives him what he needs to fight.
Oh,
And it looks like
beautiful
the
death
smack's in the bottom
sentence
lane.
in the bottom lane. Juso1 gets grabbed. He turns around and says, yeah, I'll smack you in the face. And things back off. But that was a nice little trade there created by Goten.
Yeah, and up in the top lane, looks like Pirouette falls as well after taking down the Dr. Win, basically giving him a dive into tower. That is definitely a worth trade, even though he loses the blue buff. Basically, he forces the teleport now out of Maokai, and he missed a lot of farm as well because he was dead, and that tower was just there killing it away.
So great play there. Mr. Popo looking to steal a red buff from Poro Trainer. So Poro Trainer already giving up first blood. Oh, early smite, and in comes Mr. Popo and steals away the red buff. So Oriana is set up for having a bit of a hard time, and of course Poro Trainer is already having a hard time.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, now he's level 2, still at the 4-minute mark as a jungler, and that's, I mean, what can you do? That's what happens when you try to make an early gank happen with someone that has Ignite. You can't really say much for it.
And of all of the champions out there that has what you could call a troll passive, Volibear is the one.
Oh, fantastic hook in the bottom lane.
Down at the bottom lane, we've got the engage going on. Jim Davidson is hurting, and in fact goes down. Nice little gank coming in from Vi at level 4, so doesn't even need the ulti at that stage. The Q very, very strong.
Yeah, definitely in that regard. It was a really nice death sentence landed by Goten, followed up with a Vi gank. So basically, you know, they were just overextending that just that little bit too much. And it looks like it's getting to that point where if Kentlife don't do anything soon, they might be facing a snowball situation.
So you said at the start that the win condition for the original G Squad was win their lane. And
yes,
they are doing it very strongly. 5.5 minutes being gone by. They've just got a tiny little lead, 900 gold. Well, just 1,000 gold now as it ticks over. 3 kills to 1. And super lane pressure in the top lane. Good lane pressure in the mid lane. Another little Barney in the top there between Pirouette and the Dr. Win. While Mr. Popo, who has stolen his... who stole that red buff earlier, pushing his lane forward too.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like when you've got that red buff and you've got that advantage, and he's also going to have an experience advantage from picking that up as well. He should slowly be able to push Oriana out. And at this point in the game, Oriana doesn't really have the mana regen to deal with what the wave clear that Zed has. So basically, he's going to just go through and push it out. And it looks like he might find a chance to roam bottom, see if he can get it snowballing further in their favor.
So the pings have gone down from Oriana. Letting everyone know in the bottom lane, hey, somebody's coming. Well, letting Juso anyway come, but they're still there now. Mr. Popo has his ulti available, but doesn't get a chance to use it. Juso1 and Jim Davidson backing off nice and quickly.
Yeah, that little ward there saving their life a bit more so than those pings coming through from Zadro. But if he hanged around, he might have been able to maybe come back in again, because the ward did time out, but I don't think they had the timings on those wards. So it looks like he's going to head back to mid lane, re-clear that out, probably reconsolidate the lead that he's picked up, and then head back into lane.
Got blue pill going on in the bottom lane, and it's probably a good time to do that, since the lane isn't really... Well, it's pushed up at the moment.
Yeah,
and they've got no wardage, so... Save time. They'll lose the minimum amount of farm. And Jim Davidson's
the main reason he's back is because he had the opportunity to pick up his BF sword. That's the main reason why. He has a lot more CS over Corki than what I would have thought. So he's doing a fantastic job considering Janna fell early. So basically because of this, he's going to come back to lane now with a massive advantage. So this is G Squad's opportunity in the bottom lane to actually go and try to make something happen, because he's going to have a lot of damage over Corki at this moment in time.
And Thresh has chosen that time to go and do a bit of a wander, try and get some wards down. So it looks like the pressure's building up for something to happen in this bottom lane.
There's some action in the top lane right now.
Oh, they're going against each other, but kind of backing off gentlemanly. Back to the jungle, where there's posturing going around the dragon pit, but again, nothing on them.
Yeah, both ultimates just going down in the top lane right there, so really not too much going through. I guess it's at that point where they're both Titan status and they're just going to beat on each other and bruise away.
Now, who's got the better sustain? I suppose ultimately the Dr. Win would, because Pirouette's got to get right down to proc his passive, really, before he gets any sustain.
Pretty much, I think what he's hoping to do is have his Doctor win, like, overextend too much. Looks like he's going in on him again, try to, like, just push him out. And he does a lot of damage, but he's out of mana now, so he's probably going to try and push this out as fast as he can and hopefully get back to lane before the Doctor can push it back in, because they're both out of mana. But I think he still has his passive as well. Yeah, he's still got his, still has the, what is the passive of Volibear called? I can't remember.
It's called Heal Myself Up. Bad passive, bad description is what my tooltip says. So it doesn't actually load it in. If anyone knows, let us know in the Twitch chat. We'll check it out and give you a shout out.
I think it was something of the Bear of the Northern Winds, something silly that they came up with, but
Something like that.
yeah, if they do fight, it will come in again. Looks like he's trying to. Looks like they're just battering away, and it looks like Sejuani's making a way up there too.
Yeah, so going to try and not get a repeat of what happened now. It's not a great time to go in for the gank because, well, the Ignite has gone down onto the Doctor Win. Poro Trainers comes through, procs the passive on Pirouette, and he runs away. So, nice little piece of aggression there. Doesn't really get punished by it too much. Poro Trainer is going to meet White Rice, though.
Yeah, and wisely backing off there. She's got both buffs and been farming a bit more than her. She's got about 4 CS on top, which is pretty good considering. But she doesn't have that kill that White Rice has under her belt.
Bottom lane's gone missing. Where the hell is the bottom lane?
I think they're looking to get that.
Oh, there you go.
That crab right now. So they look like they're trying to prepare a dragon, which I'm not sure if that will work in their favor just yet, because, like I was saying, they may have a better team fight, but it's not at that point yet where it's really prevalent.
Oh, Goten's... Oh, he tries to steal. We've got a TP coming down at the dragon, so this is a sure commitment to that, and great positioning from the team that's actually behind at the moment. So, Kentlife getting a dragon and getting themselves back into this game. A little bit of an advantage. It's not going to be contested.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to try without Volibear there. You know, obviously when you've got the team fight advantage of 4v5, there's no real point in trying to engage because you don't know what's going to happen in that situation. It's one of the main reasons why a lot of people tend to lose games, is they think they can fight the 4v5. And next thing you know, you give up 4 kills and a dragon. So, yeah, it's not really the best move to make, but it's going to give Volibear some free time to push that lane up, and he's going to get a free back out of it, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. At this point in the game, the first dragon isn't really the biggest indicator. It tends to stack up more, the first dragon, as everyone starts building their AD and AP up.
Might just have our first turret going down here. Jim Davidson and Juso 1 pounding away at the bottom turret. Just the Thresh at the moment to defend it. And there comes Ninjasian. Is it Ninjasian?
Ninjasian?
Something like that.
Ninjago sounds better to me.
Something like that. So they've pushed, they've got some good damage down and then decide they're going to back ride off. And, well, not give White Rice an opportunity to set them back. They've got a good position, really, in this bottom lane.
Yeah,
99 CS to 75.
Yeah, he's got a fantastic CS lead, considering Torquay should be winning the lane. So Graves is doing a great job. There will be a power spike that Corky will get at Triforce in the mid game that makes him slightly stronger than Graves, but after that, I'm pretty sure Graves will start to outscale Corky unless Corky's really good with the kiting and the positioning.
Volibear doing a great, so Pirouette's at least doing a great job in the top lane. He is 34 CS ahead of his lane mate. Has finished his Warmogs, so that'll start stacking up. It does stack, right? Still.
No, it doesn't.
No, it
stack
doesn't anymore.
No. It provides, the passive is just like a percentage health boost, and I think the new changes they've made since Season 5 came in is that if he's out of combat or hasn't been dealt damage, he'll deal more damage. There's a fantastic hook in the bottom lane
So
right
one's
now.
been death sentenced, and the burst goes on to him. It's not quite enough, but he's been chunked right down in that 1v2 situation. And Jim Davidson arrives just in time to dissuade the original G Squad boys from going for a tower dive.
Yeah, very very well done. The hooks have been on point this game, but unfortunately hasn't transferred into a CS lead. I mean, it's coming through right now. I'd really like to see that Triforce come through a bit earlier. Like he should have a Triforce by now, and that's probably helping out. There is some action up in the mid lane.
Yeah, the gank comes in, ulti down from Poro Trainer, but unfortunately Oriana's follow-up just a moment too late with her ulti. Mr. Popo manages to get out and pops a pot and waits for the wave to arrive, and he's just going to push it out and farm it down. Nicely clears it away.
Yeah, there seems to be some battles happening also in the top lane right now. Looks like the tree's trying to battle it out with the bear. The bear's passive is going down.
Well, he might get into trouble. Greedy. Oh, he picks up the kill. Poro Trainer's come in, though. Wants to get the reply. But really, Pirouette, very, very strong. The last tick of his passive. In fact, I think that was the last tick. Heal of his Warmogs more than anything else. Mr. Popo comes to the top to support him because Zadro had arrived to try and pick up a kill. If Poro Trainer had continued with the baiting and Pirouette had taken the bait, that would have been a kill for the Oriana, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, she had no mana though at that point in time. This is actually happening in the bot lane too right now. After the ult comes through from Graves, and it seems to have calmed down a bit.
Yeah, Goten really low at this stage, so it's kind of going to be a mixed blessing if he lands another death sentence at this stage.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if he
That's
goes in, he might risk getting blown up. That's the problem in that regard. Yeah. Looks like Vi is also making her way down to see if she can get some action going. She has also gone the new Cinder Hulk route, but that ward there is going to stop them from being able to get through at any point in time. And that tower's very low. It's down to about 10% now. This Maokai's having a really tough time against this Volibear, and looks like he's starting to build himself into a Sunfire cape as well. So he's just going to be a full tank, and his bites are going to hit like trucks.
It's interesting that Maokai is having such a hard time, because I would have thought that Mao would have been able to sustain a little bit better, but he's been bullying out of lane several times, and Pirouette going in for him now again, pops everything, gets the bite down, and he's got the business on him. I suppose the sustained HP regen that he's getting out of his itemization now is what's making the difference.
Pretty much, it's got that point where he's managed to itemize himself to be better. He hasn't been building magic resistance, but once he couples that with a Spirit Visage, he is going to be really hard to kill. And after that point, if he follows up also with a Thornmail, it's going to be bad news for Graves, really, because Graves can't really deal with that once he's got his Thornmail.
Wow, Pirouette going in for the kill on the Dr. Win. Pops his ulti though, Sejuani is there. Poro Trainer chasing after him, and don't know if he's going to use his ulti on him. I don't think the ulti is actually available. Oh no, in fact he used his ulti on him, and so that was I mean, throwing everything at Pirouette, and he is just fine and dandy right now.
Who needs resistances when you have HP? It's just, wow, it should be. I think Pirouette's showing us a new way to play League.
And look, Volibear is one of the best drain tanks on the Fields of Justice. Now in the mid lane, White Rice goes in, he misses his Q, but there's no way to miss his R at that stage. Gets it down. Oriana though picks up a kill, nicely done, and then gets out scot-free. So Z-Doctor Win in the mid, he's come through with the teleport, popping everything down onto White Rice, who flashes away, and the follow-up flash, not quite enough. Pirouette is there, grabs Poro Trainer, who turns tail and runs as fast as he can, and that's a 1-for-nothing trade.
Yeah, very well done there by Kentlife to try and bring something back in that regard. It's probably Thresh going a bit too crazy there in that situation. And looks like they're going to transform that into a second dragon. So as these continue to stack up, it's going to look pretty bad for G-Squad.
Well, this is a great move. Oh, Mr. Popo is looking for the steal, so we'll see if he can do it. And he does, in fact, he steals it. He goes down, but man, that is so worth. Juso 1 picking up a consolation kill. And unfortunately, previously we had the dragon going to the blue team, and that kind of kept them in range despite falling behind. They were hoping to prop themselves up once more, but unable to do so.
Still having that consolation kill onto Mr. Popo is very good, and they do have the better team fight team. So G-Squad really need to make something happen in the next, I'd say, 7 minutes, or else they might risk having this fight, just having this game outscale away from them.
Well, Corky has picked up his Triforce, so he's hit that mid-game spike that Corky's famously get. But the mid-game spike's not worth much if you don't use it.
Exactly, that's the big thing. So, ideally what you'd really want in that situation is you'd come out with the kill and the dragon. And in that way you'd be heading into the mid game with at a really good point for what your team is. But I mean 3-4, a dragon each, only 200 gold between each other. It's not I don't think it's gonna be enough really to help them with the team fight that Kentlife's bring to this game.
Well, I don't know. They're getting a very big volley bear at the moment.
Oh, he's huge. Yeah, he's definitely at a point where he's a bit ridiculous. But he's at the end of the day, he's going to be a damage soak, and he's just going to try and disrupt Graves. That's going to be his big thing. I don't think there's much he'll be able to do against Orianna following up with the Maokai jumping onto their ADC at the same time.
And one of the things that a volley bear is really weak against is hard CC, and he's going to be coming up against that in the team fights. Maokai, I suppose, could be the sacrificial lamb and Twisted advance him, but of course Sejuani's ulti will stop him dead in his tracks.
Basically, the wombo combo is in Kentlife's field. If they achieve that, at that point G-Squad is probably going to lose the team fight. So it's really a matter of them of positioning it, getting it right, making sure they take the correct engage, and really getting advantage. They need to get the advantage in the next 5 minutes, or else they're going to be in trouble.
Well, everyone's gathering in the mid lane, so we'll see who exactly can get the advantage. Goten tries what really was a speculative death sentence, doesn't land, and well, something's going on. Volibear's hiding away. I think he's figured out that he must have been spotted, because 5 champions heading towards you is probably a sign that they know you're there.
You're looking on the map and you're just thinking, okay, so
oh, Graves has been caught. Juso 1 gets the death mark put on onto him. He's taken out. Thresh is taken out as well. This is an absolute massacre. Although the tables might actually be turned. Pirouette is a monster in the midst of the opposing team. And in the end there's that Corki, powerful in the mid lane, picking up the double, and a 4 for 1.
And this is exactly what they needed to make sure that they were transitioning well from the mid game into the late game. Right now they're going to pick up 2 turrets plus those 4 kills. I think if they're really feeling it, they might go the Baron, but Vi's very low right now, so probably not a good idea. But basically, yeah, now that exactly what they needed to, they can start setting up wards and start making some moves around the map and be a bit more strategic. Because right before then, they were kind of sitting there as a stalemate, and they had no opportunity to make any strategic decisions. So now that they've cracked open the middle map, they've got the buffs to play with, they've got some wards they can throw around and make some plays. They're stealing away the blue buff now, which is fantastic. So right now, I'm really happy with the way that G-Squad's taking their advantages.
Yeah, 4,000 gold in the lead now. After that, they've got one of the dragons. They've stolen away that blue buff, and they're going to get a reply turret down here on the bottom, so equalizing any sort of clawing back into the game that Kentlife had achieved out of killing that bottom turret. And well, now that gold lead almost at the 5,000 mark. 22 minutes pass, and Juso 1 arrives at the mid lane. This is a nice little push that they've got on there. Unfortunately, they're too timid to take 3 versus 1 underneath their turret. Wait for the long range death sentence coming through from the east there, but not enough there. In the end, it took 2 minion waves, but they've got that mid turret down.
Yeah, so a nice little consolation prize coming at the end there. Looks like you've got Pro Trainer trying to take the crab down the bottom jungle. I'd just like to say, like, Goten's hooks have been on point the whole game, and that's the main reason why they've come out with this huge advantage after being able to initiate that fight that they got through there. So it's going to be good to see. I reckon we're going to be seeing some good things from Goten, because his hooks are looking really good this game.
And he was the sacrificial lamb in that previous team fight. Got the hook.
He was, but he knew it was a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, got the hook, followed through with the box, and collected assists. That's it, basically.
Pretty much, exactly. He's collected his assists. He's a happy guy. Looks like they're going to try to bait out this dragon, because it is up in the next 20 seconds, and hopefully they'll see if they can catch someone trying to throw a ward down or a stray ward or walk into the bush. But it looks like they've zoned them out very effectively, and they will have vision control. But that being said, Maokai's got free reign now in the top lane. He should be able to take that tower down. His TP is up also.
Oh, Death Sentence onto Poro Trainer. This might be the pick they need. The ulti goes down, and massive collateral damage comes through, but will it be enough? In fact, it might just be Jim Davidson with the Monsoon. Saves his team, and man, is this a turnaround. Pirouette running for his life. He's procced his passive, and really is the distractor for Corki to get away. He might get a lucky exit kill. No, it is not to be. Poro Trainer surviving with a smidgen of health, and they have got the second dragon secured.
Yeah, there you go. That's the wombo we were talking about before. If this game goes any longer, all they need is to start up one of those, and the team fight is over. As you saw, G Squad melted. They just got taken out.
And
so
just like
fast.
that, the gold is even. A 4,000 gold swing since the last team fight.
There you go. That's 4 for 4 both ways. And although they haven't managed to pick up the same amount of towers, this means it's just going to be more an advantage for Kentlife because they've got more towers to take. But that's because they took the tower in the top lane, I believe. But this top, what is the tower advantage right now? It's 4 to 3. So yeah,
so it's just one. So they've got one kind of in hand that they can still pick up.
Then the moment they do, that should bring that'll bring the gold lead to even. But it's still bad for G Squad. They need to be ahead. They can't be behind against this team that they're versing.
Well, heading to the 25-minute mark, and we are well into the latter part of the mid-game, I've got to say. And Corki, his advantage, well, he had an advantage in the team fight previously, but unfortunately, the second death sentence really was a death sentence for the team from Goten. In that very narrow area that was ideal for lining up the wombo combo from Kentlife. So we'll have to see what happens, whether they're going to be able to press any sort of advantage. They've extended the gold lead just a little bit, but they're behind by one dragon, and the time is ticking.
Yeah, the timer is ticking. It's a ticking time bomb right now for G Squad, and Kentlife just counting down the grains in the egg timer, really, because they know they'll win this when it comes to the late game. And that was just a taste before that team fight that they went through. So, looking at the items they've got now, everything seems to be pretty standard coming around through. You've got the Yuma's Ghost Blade with the Infinity Edge on Graves, Triforce with the Sorcerer Shoes, and looks like he's building himself into an Infinity Edge right now. Trying to get some control around the Baron area, see if he can bait another team fight.
Yeah, a bit of a quiet period. The map has completely opened up pretty much. And so now it's really about a team establishing control around an objective. And then I guess either winning a team fight or getting a pick. And then turning that advantage into taking the objective.
Yeah, I'm surprised Pierrette hasn't really gone for his Spirit Visage yet. I mean, considering the team, you got a Maokai, Sejuani, Oriana, you'd think you'd want to prioritize that. To be honest, though, it's not like he's dying, so it's not really a big issue for him to need to get it straight away.
Yeah, and
it might keep him in the fights for longer. It might have saved that team fight.
Well, it's like you said, he's a damage soak at this stage more than anything else. So I don't think that he right at the end of that team fight.
It would have made a difference because he was like one of the last ones standing.
Yeah.
But it's just that maybe he would have been more in front. Maybe he would have soaked more damage at the start rather than like running in and out. It's just little things that might have kept someone else alive and kept the gold lead in their favor.
Of course, the one thing that he might be doing is just stacking up his passive because it goes off of percentage health. So he's gone for his big ticket HP items, recognized that he needs to be more of a threat, and finished up that Sunfire Cape, of course. And
but that's the thing. If he was thinking for his passive, you get the Spirit Visage because of
This is true. This is true.
So it's just, he's obviously building towards it now. So he's getting there. He's pretty much set against Graves with the Sunfire Cape. The moment he picks up the Thorn Mail, he'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Well,
but again, we're in that dangerous situation where they're in the jungle and they might force a fight they don't want to take.
Yeah, I was just thinking, man, what a dangerous place to go for a death sentence because they're in one of those nice little narrow passages, and once again they're in a narrow passage. as they posture around and look to get themselves into trouble more than anything else.
They do have the Corki and the Zed for some siege potential there while they've rode the wave clear, but it looks like they're not going to have anything to do with that. They're just going to slowly back away after pushing that bot lane up.
Yeah, they're scared to take a team fight, and wisely so, in that jungle. They need to be in the open spaces. They need to get their Zeds split pushing, I think, is really what they've got to do. Well, we've got a minute to go, and somebody wants an engage. It is the original G squad. They're rushing through to try and pick it up, but great kiting and disengage from Kentlife as they pull away. Sejuani, though, still keen as, but unable to turn it into anything valuable.
Yeah, I think she was actually close enough to start there as she got the Orianna ball, but she decided to turn away because she hadn't received it yet, and then just at the last second she missed out on something she could have made happen. So, bit unfortunate there that they basically she's a little bit faster than Orianna in that regard, but basically they got the right idea now. They're putting the fear of God into G Squad. That's so, but they were very worried when they saw them come running at them. They were like, "Oh God, get away, get away!"
Well, Kentlife has position now on the dragon, so they'll head down into the eastern jungle and clear it out, steal some buffs. There you go, negate the advantage from that previous time when Zed took away the blue buff. And the ping goes down 10 seconds to the dragon going live. So the question is the original G squad going to contest the dragon, or are they going to take the opportunity to push down the mid lane and see if they can get an in-hit turret?
They should, because they'll have the surface area once Kentlife makes it into the dragon pit. So they should definitely try to take this fight, but they need to hurry because they're running out of time.
Yeah, Godin's heading in. He gets the flash and the flay, puts down the box, and in comes the rest of the team. Massive amount of damage going down. The Monsoon once again doing business, doing real work in the background. Zadro's still alive, but just as Juso1 from the back line cleans up, picks up a triple kill, secures the dragon, and in fact, Orianna getting the double kill. So the two carries on that team, Kentlife doing work.
Alright, so they've got two choices. They can push and keep on going on through, or they can go straight for the Baron and pick that up. They've got plenty of time for both. I personally would prefer the Baron because that really gives them... They can basically drop that middle turret a lot easier with that Baron, but looks like they decided to take the safer route and just take the tower and back away from there, because they've got a lot of pressure right now on the map. They could probably, with that much pressure, they might be able to go for the Baron afterwards, but Vi is hanging around the mid area, so I wouldn't recommend it.
Now they could actually rotate to the top lane. Nice big wave there, and in fact that's exactly what they're doing. Maokai takes the short route, drops down a ward, and then they decide, oh actually it's defended, so let's head on out here and kill a pink ward. Oh, poor trainer runs over the pink ward and decides not to kill it.
He just wants to get out of there. Looks like the Doctor's hanged around a bit too long. Oh, just missing that play. Just missing that play. And that might have been their opportunity to, like, you know, pick up the kill that they needed and then actually take the Baron off the back of it, but looks like they won't be able to get that.
Well, 13-9, and the gold lead now heavily in favour of Kentlife. 3,000 gold, just short of 3,000 gold. They've got 3 dragons now, so the pressure really starting to mount on the original G squad. They are, well, at 32 minutes we're into the early part of the late game, let's say. So that mid-game advantage, for what it was worth, is now over, and it's all the keys are in the hands of Kentlife to take out this game.
Yeah, as you can see, Zadro has a Rylai Scepter, which I would really prefer if that was a Def Cap or a Void Staff, but he's making it work. He's 319. I'm not going to question him any further past that.
maybe what happened was, in that previous situation where Sejuani ran away, it was like, oh man, if the other team was just a little bit slower, we could have caught them. Oh yeah, I'll build a Rylays.
Yeah, maybe. Look, this is a great idea. Let's get the Rylays going. I don't need the damage. We're destroying them anyway. It's all good.
Look at what's going on down in the bottom lane, though. Mr. Popo, split pushing, has attracted the entire team to him, and well, it was 4 men trying to get around him. Juso1 has the defensive duties at the moment, so this is creating a situation where Mr. Popo's team can do something in another part of the map because of the pressure that he's exerting in bot.
Yeah, and he's very slippery character as well. So even if three people do go after him, he has got the opportunity to get away. He's also got the Ghost Blade to pop if he really feels he's in danger. And that might open up a Baron for G Squad, but it's still a very risky game that they're playing right now. But they have to play the risky game.
The thing that I would have liked to have seen though is a red ward somewhere in this lower part of the jungle, so that so they've got like more warning. They can make a decision to do something in the top of the map as soon as they see that there are two people down at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Dr. Win and Mr. Popo going head to head against each other, and really Dr. Win is the right one to be defending against this Zed, because he doesn't really take a huge amount of damage from the Zed. And Juso one more needed for the 4 versus 4 team fight that the opposing team is trying to set up.
Yeah, not to mention he's got the teleport as well, so even if a big team fight does break out, he'll be there in the next 5 seconds.
And Zed with no CC to stop it, so...
Exactly, it's a very good way to go about it. I think there was some things, like, I remember saying, like, hey, what if you timed your ultimate perfectly with Zed when the teleport came through, and when you used it, you teleported with him. Now, I think it's not possible. I think at one point there was a bug involving where you could do that, but they've cancelled it from happening, because I'm pretty sure I've seen Zed try to do it and it's never worked.
Well, we've now got a 3-1-1 or a 1-3-1 split pushing strat going down from the original G Squad, and that's created an advantage in the mid lane because it's 2 versus 3. Sejuani has headed off into the jungle, and Oriana up there trying to deal with this volley bear, and then they've decided, well, actually no, we're not going to do it. So something has got to break soon enough.
Pretty much. There's a nice little hook there going down on Doctor, but I think he's just going to humble away from that. It looks like it's back to that point where it could be a team fight, and they should really go and stick back that 1-3-1 situation. I think that's their big ticket to win, because Volibear is so strong at the moment. He could probably handle 2 people and still survive. And with Zed's such a slippery character. He's so strong in the split push, like as a split pusher in general, because he's got the assassination capability and he chunks the towers with each auto attack. That's probably their best move to go. Corki can kite back, Thresh can kite back, Vi can also kite herself back as well. So really that's their best ticket. They have a real good 1-3-1 strategy, and they should get back to doing it.
Well, after all of that pressure, they all decide to blue pill. They didn't get anything out of it, so no picks and no turrets either. Lots of pressure in each of the lanes, but unable to convert to advantages. In the meantime, though, the gold lead is slightly diminished. So G Squad coming back into the game a little bit and regaining some of that advantage they lost through those 2 disastrous team fights.
Yeah, and they, as you can see, they've learnt from it. They know they can't win the team fights anymore. They know that they need to do the 1-3-1. So it looks like they're going to try and catch Porotrona out here, but I wouldn't do that if I was you, Pirouette. Looks like he's bitten off a bit more than he can chew.
Oh, he's taking a huge amount of damage. It's 3 versus 1, and Graves was there, so forcing the flash out from him to escape from that. And guess what? The dragon's up. Red team going for it. Will he get it? Corki does. Now, how much is he going to have to pay for it? The lantern's down, but man, he's locked up all of that time, unable to do it. The flash comes from Whitereich. He gets through, and Pirouette's been caught. His passive's been procced, but he's not going to get away. And so that is a very, very expensive dragon. In fact, Mr. Popo might go down as well, forcing the flash again. Man, flash after flash in a series of picks. And Zed manages to get away.
Yeah, well, they've lost the bulk of their wave clear after losing Corki there, so they've got a lot of problems coming ahead. Looks like they're going to go for the top tower, just try to take that down, take a bit more infrastructure. They have an open Baron. They have a bit of a threat still coming through with Vi, but looks like they're going to take the safer route, go through, take these turrets. They've got a massive wave there. They might even be able to take the top inhibitor turret.
Well, they decide to walk away. Oh, the Dr. Win, the slow bob, gets himself caught with a death sentence, but he is tanky as, and is able to just walk away with the threat of his team re-engaging ever present. Now, the bottom lane has a nice big push, a slow push on for the red team, and that's drawing 3 of the champions on the red team down to it. But, well, they're kind of trying to decide what to do, Mendrix, as a flag call goes down on the Baron.
Yeah, they see the opportunity and they're making their way there. There's only 2 tanky characters there, and he's fast but not fast enough.
Graves in the bottom lane clears the wave out. That gives the G squad, the original G squad, mind you, an opportunity.
The original.
Yeah, not the fake one, not the posers or the also rans.
The original G squad.
Yeah, to set up some, well, a little bit of Baron control, not a huge amount. They've got some wardage down, but not a massive amount. There's a 4th ward that goes down. So they've got some good positioning or good vision around the area, the route to the Baron pit. But at this stage, setting up for the siege, and that's really what they should be doing. Getting the siege on, and as I say that, they just run away, heading down to the bottom lane, I guess. Where's the ward?
They can't really siege. They can try to siege, but they can't, because if they do and they get caught in a team fight, they're in trouble. They really need to stick to that 1-3-1 ticket.
Well, the thing is I suppose they could try with Ninja Asian poking in a siege and using the box from Thresh as a disengage tool, but
they got plenty of disengage. They got more than enough kiting from that. But there's a Baron attempt going through right now, and when that does, they lose all chances of their 1-3-1.
Well, if we see the spikes come through from Baron at the back, getting some damage done. Oh, White Rice goes in. He gets an ulti down. He slays the Baron. And that is just an incredible move there from White Rice. He's still alive too. Oh, it's a painful situation though. The double kill for Juso. One as the original G squad get punished for that steal. Pirouette's the last man standing. But look at that. He's got a Baron buff thanks to White Rice.
Yeah, and this is sort of a saving grace if they can hold off now without losing a Nexus turret or an inhibitor I'm saying the inhibitor turret or the inhibitor itself. They can actually come out on top of this, because then they've got the split pushing power from Volibear, but I don't think he can hold this.
Well, he's going to try anyway. Comes in and pops his E. Throws Juso down. Oh, he's taking him on. It's 1 versus 5 at the stage. Sorry, 1 versus 4. In fact,
no, it's 1 versus 4. Yeah, it's 1 versus 4.
So he throws everything at them. He doesn't save the turret, but he does save the inhibitor. So good job there.
Yeah, but now they have an open inhibitor and no Baron buff to put pressure elsewhere. So it's just a matter of Kentlife walking through the mid lane, strolling on up and being like, "Thank you, Mr. Inhibitor," and without that, I'll bid you adieu. So it's just going from bad to worse now for them. 20-9, close to 8K. Is that an 8K? My math's a bit shabby at the moment. 7K, 7.5K.
7.5K.
Just under 7.5K. 7,300. Gold lead.
I mean, it's getting a little bit beyond the original G Squad's capability to come back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just past that point of return, really. The late game's really in full swing now, and after this, if they get this dragon as well, they'll be up 4 dragons. It's going to help them just destroy waves. There's not much.
So that's really important. There's huge pressure now on defending this 4th dragon for the original G Squad. So they need to be getting themselves into position. They need to be establishing vision around the Baron pit, and they need to be looking to create a pick. Because so far, they've had those desperation moments around objectives. And we saw one where White Rice managed to steal the Baron, but they get punished so badly for it. Nice little death sentence. Goten just grabs Jim Davidson, but they're not going to follow through. There's a 5-man death squad, really, that is waiting. In fact, somebody might get caught. So Dr. Wynn was in range to Twisted Advance onto someone. Doesn't end up picking up the kill there. And in fact, they just give away their pink ward at the blue buff. Great positioning, though, Mendrix, from the blue team.
They're just doing it. They're taking it very safe. At this point, they could just brute force their way on in. Zeddy is making his way.
Oh, Jim Davidson's gotten caught. This might. Oh, I thought he was going to monsoon the team into danger, but unfortunately not. He uses it defensively, but Zadro picks up a killing streak, melting the Corki and the Thresh. This is just phenomenal as Juso 1 comes through. The chase is on after Pirouette. It is a 3-4-0 at this stage as Poro Trainer chases after Pirouette. What's going on? Sorry, Zed wasn't even in that fight.
Yeah, Zed wasn't there. He was pushing at the time.
Yeah, the doctor win comes through, but again, not in time to save the turret.
Well, looks like. I know you hate when I say that looks like, but Zed's going back in for that inhibitor turret again.
Nice little move there. Very, very clever. Now it's going to be very, very close. We've got multiple blue pills going down. He might get caught, but he might actually say, actually, that was worth.
That was worth. That is definitely worth at this point.
Running for his life, uses his flash, pops the ghost blade, and runs off. Whee! He's going to get away. Fantastic move there.
And that's Zed for you. Just slippery little man. There's not much a tree can do when it's a Zed running away with the shadows all the time. But now they have more pressure in the mid lane. Zed can make his way down to the bot lane and push that out, opening up a Baron for them. Because they have to worry about the super minions coming down the middle lane. So it's just gonna be a bad situation for Kentlife now. They've got the pressure that they need to make something happen, to make some strategic moves around the map. Don't try to win the team fights. Just take their infrastructure.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with the original G Squad. They've recognized that the way to win is to utilize Zed's split push potential, and they've put that into practice, and it's paying dividends for them. Not quite enough to win the game, but it's enough to keep them in the running at this stage. Oh, we've got 3 versus 4. Beautiful ulti from the Poro Trainer, and once again the Wombo combo follows up. The collateral damage is just a monstrous amount of damage onto the opponents, and now this is kind of an extended tower dive going down. Poro Trainer tanking the turret till the cows come home, as Juso1 gets all the time in the world to get some damage down. And once again, a double kill onto Juso1. Once again, they win their team fight, and Zed really is he's needed to defend. This base race is on.
It's definitely a base race he is not going to win. They don't have that many turret. Oh, I think that might be biting off a bit more than can chew here. I think they're going for the wins way too early.
He's going after Zadro. He's got he's
GA.
He's GA. He revives, and he's not actually trying to kill. Oh, beautiful ace coming out of Zadro. Flashes through and gets the command. What's it? Command attack?
Dissonance. Or command attack dissonance. I don't know why it's called dissonance for. It's weird. She's got attack move command, and then I think attack command dissonance is what she uses. Command attack, command dissonance. That's the one where she creates that electric pulse underneath the ball when she throws it out there.
So, meanwhile, so you had a 1 versus 1 in that bottom lane there. Mid lane versus mid lane, and 4 versus the Nexus turrets in the base of the original G Squad, and they only managed to take down the 1 Nexus turret.
They had no minions. That's the problem when you try to take a turret, Nexus turrets without minions. They before they can chew. So they did take down 1, which is a credit to them. They do have the pressure to open up the Baron. If they get this, they can just brute force it down at this point.
So it's falling very, very fast at this stage, and no chance of losing it. Whoa! That was a kind of a speculative ulti from Poro Trainer, not able to take it down. They have to blue pill really, really fast though, because Pirouette is playing the role of Z/Master Yi. Really trying to get a bit of a backdoor, but he's gotten caught for his trouble. So this is very, very bad news for the original G Squad. Desperation.
Yeah, that was a bit of a silly move, sending the one person who has no auto attack or no attack damage in his build down there to try to take that tower.
I think he tried to sneaky TP, didn't he?
He can't. They don't have TP on their team.
Oh, so of course no sneaky TP. So he walked all the way down there. Got like 2 hits on the inhib, which is
I've got a wet noodle attack. Yeah, I got a wet noodle auto attack. Let's see what I can make happen in this. Never mind the fact that they've got the improved return. You know, we're not going to go into that right now.
Oh, this
They're
is a
barreling
Nexus
down the
turret that
lane.
is getting attacked by a full team and Superman or buffed up minions. Mendrix goes in, the death mark goes down onto Juso 1. Mr. Pope is not going to be able to do it because Juso 1 has got great kiting, great sustain, and great protection from the monsoon as well. And unfortunately, too little too late, Kentlife come out on top, kill the Nexus.
And that was what exactly what we said it was. It was going to be a ticking time bomb for G Squad, and Kentlife was just counting down the grains of rice or the grains of sand. There we go. We're grains of rice.
Like sands in the hands of time, so are the days of our life.
There we go. That is a quote.
Something like that. That's I think Aristotle originally said that. But it's the starting line to one of those daytime soaps. The Bold and the Beautiful.
Well, clearly we
No,
all
the
know what
days
I
of
do.
our
We all know
lives.
what I do in my free time. I like to watch those soaps and get the quotes that I need for League. That's exactly what I do.
Well, Kentlife doing the business in the end, playing to their comp. A couple of scary moments though. The original G Squad doing what they could to stay in the game and extended eventually to 48 minutes. But unfortunately, the bomb blew up. And Kentlife are through to the next round. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a couple of minutes with the next game from the barracks in Canberra. This is the Rocket-sponsored, Money Online-sponsored qualifier for an e-cafe tournament of League of Legends that's going on all around the country in Australia. So we'll be back in just a moment.